Hello everyone and welcome to my 40-second review. Today we'll be reviewing DEACON by serpentwithfeet. This is the second album from serpentwithfeet, but definitely excited to hear this album to see what he could do after his other albums and EPs. And it would probably just be calm and mellow songs and some upbeat songs with soothing vocals from Josiah. And that's what it is, with somewhat simplistic instrumentals but beautiful vocals from him. So while they are simplistic somewhat and nothing new, the songs still sound incredible with new elements making it super enjoyable and beautiful. Let's get into this. Hyacinth is the intro and starts the album beautifully and soulful with calm guitar and synth chords to give this sleepy mood to it. Then he brings soft vocals to make it more beautiful, and rising to be more grand on the chorus with the airy instrumental and the wave of great vocals. This is a beautiful song, a great way to start this album, but could have maybe had more variety throughout besides the chorus. But it still sounds beautiful, and I guess is a fine way. It is, and one of my favorite songs still. Same size shoe then brings a more lively feel to it with this very summer vibe with guitar chords, with calm background vocals, and somewhat clunky sounding percussion. With Josiah bringing a still lush but more lively performance and not as mellow, just giving a feel good vibe to the song, seeing about connecting with someone else and getting trust, I think. This is definitely a favorite of mine in the top 5 for sure. Malik brings this very plain feeling to it, if that makes sense, with these basic piano keys and somewhat simplistic percussion. But then to complement it pretty well with the calm feel to it is Josiah with great vocals with so many layers that sounds incredible. So it is pretty underwhelming, but I love the rhythm and feeling the song gives, and the vocal performance is great. But again, pretty underwhelming, and is also short, just under a minute and a half, so it's mid in general, I guess. Amir just gives me such a relaxing feel to it, but still has great groove to it to just bob your head to, with snappy percussion and calm guitar, but then heavy bass surprisingly fit well together in Josiah's lush vocals. He brings this very calm feel to it, but still makes it interesting with the instrumental, and brings one of my favorite hooks. It could have maybe used more variety and instrumental throughout the song, like some piano or synths, but it's still great in the top 3 for me. Dawn isn't anything really. It does bring a great vocal performance, sounding like a full choir, but it's just a 30-second song. Again, it doesn't sound bad, but it is probably the weakest song. Sailor's Superstition is another groovy and lively song, but still very moody with the soft pads and sweeping but gentle vocals, and brings more of a feel or groove to it with the bouncy percussion. And honestly, this is my favorite song. It's just a beautiful song altogether, with him singing I think about getting hate or backlash towards his love life, just being proud and not listening to it. I feel this song pulls those emotions great sounding, with being mellow and just prideful with the upbeat chorus and then the other slow refrains. It's definitely my favorite song. Heartstorm is a song with the only feature on the album, and I didn't know what to expect considering I never listened to Now. And it's fine. It definitely doesn't sound bad and can definitely sound beautiful. But I personally don't think Now's voice complements the song well. She's not a bad singer, and I mean no hate, but her somewhat squeaky voice doesn't really fit personally with Josiah's calm voice. And also it can seem pretty uneventful most of the time. But it does get pretty grand on the chorus with the instrumental getting more aggressive, and now this brings something different, I guess. Again, it can definitely sound beautiful, but it can also be pretty bland, so it's a mid song for me, but still one of my favorites. Boyden sounds very clunky and all over the place somewhat with this weird percussion, calm vocals, and soft bells and synths, and also in general it's a nice change of sound, but it can sound pretty weird at some points with the percussion for me. And also not just a personal favorite in general. I do love the very triumphant chorus with the synths and array of vocals, and also the personal performance talking about his lover's penis, referring him as a wood boy, I guess. Again, not a personal favorite, but I do love the chorus and the vocal performance. Then also the subject is pretty funny, I guess, but also pretty cute. Derrick spears in his simplistic song constantly repeating the same thing about missing his lover, I guess. But the calm and elegant piano then lush vocals just sound so beautiful, and also I immensely love piano, so that was enough for me. Plus I kinda like that this is short because I think it would have dragged on for too long, if it was long. But it's great the way it is, and a beautiful heartfelt song, and personally a top 3. Old and Fine starts very ominous with the plain drums and hypnotic bells, then calm monotone vocals. It is a nice change from everything, but it's mostly not a favorite considering the verses are kind of boring in my opinion, and also not as good compared to other songs. None of these songs sound bad, with like every song sounding beautiful. They're just playing most of the time. This song isn't playing all the time, at least with the chorus and drums throughout. But the vocals also on the verses just kind of make me tired in a bored way. Fellowship is the outro and is another upbeat change from everything, with these very clinky percussion from the bongos, I think, and the clicks. Then the xylophone, I think, airy Rhodes, and I believe there's a harpsichord too, making this song incredible with the calm vocals, bringing this very jungler, relaxing sound to it, and not in a boring way. The only reason I rank it low is because it's just not as good as other songs in my opinion, but doesn't sound bad at all. But a pretty joyous way to end this album. And all I really have to say left is, he brings beautiful and calm songs with lush vocals and calm and upbeat production, but most of the songs have uneventful instrumentals most of the time and can't sound plain. 8 out of 10. Thank you for watching.